the reason why we kind of wanted to build our own app was like nothing really solved the problems like Ben said before. And it seems like most platforms still pick the user as the main priority. So the user experience has to be simple, effective, whatever. That kind of reflects out to the coaches like they have all this basic shit and can't really kind of do anything else above that. So we were like, well, we need to make this for the coach, and we know the user experience will be good for the user, because if you're targeting coaches and fitness entrepreneurs, like they need to be able to operate their business in a certain way, and that app and platform should reflect that. And then that should kind of go downstream to the client. It's like they're just looking at like sets, reps, videos, making sure everything kind of looks good from a UI perspective. But it was too expensive, too complicated. We had no idea what the fuck we were doing. And you could just see the money was going to start piling up, even just from the website stuff that we got burnt on earlier. It's just like we said the other day, it's like you're basically like building a virtual house.
Especially having no expertise ourselves.
Exactly.
And then it's like you hire a consultant to do that, and then
they're just getting more expensive, and every year there's going to be new updates, or every month. Like you're constantly chasing. There's no building, and then it's done.
So the naive thing for us, not knowing anything, is like, once it's done, it's done.
And the more and more you talk to people to try to make it better, the bigger your list gets and your ideas get. Like even just being in Australia, like talking, all I'm doing is meeting with people and being like,
can it do this?
Tell me about and that's what they say, and I'm like, that's a great idea.
Cool. I got lots of them.
And, I think that's been our biggest competitive advantage, I guess, is all I do is talk to people. I don't build the software. I sell it. I basically help people build their businesses. That's how I sell, and I just talk to them. I'm like, what would you like? What's wrong with it? Why is it? Where's the friction right now? Let's fix that. That's really how we're building it, how we're guiding our roadmap, and it's working. So I want to keep doing it.
Even like spinning off what you said, I think with that coaching element missing from all the other ones, it was like it was designed almost for face-to-face coaches. Because it's like, your stuff's here, we're going to have a conversation, and that's fine. But like we were trying to teach people like, this is what a good check-in process looks like, particularly for an online coach. But even like we do encourage people to have good check-in systems that you probably review during your training sessions now and face-to-face. But online, we were like, this is what it all needs to have. And people were like, that takes like fucking 25 minutes on Trainer per client.
Or I have to go outside of the platform to do it.
So sending Google Forms and all that kind of stuff. So
it makes things tough from a consumer perspective.
So that was our hunt. And I actually obviously did the trial first of my strength book and tried to speak to the guy who had already jumped on there. He's like, I don't know, but they're really helpful. Just reached out to them. And I was like, all right. And then I think we were like maybe 5 minutes into your call, and obviously had chat open with Jason. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Done.
Show the data, we're in.
It's funny you mentioned the in-person part. Like a lot of our competitors, that is their main focus, which I'm sure, that's still a thriving industry.
Definitely.
But it's not it's not where I want to focus. Like I truly think that the shift in the industry is going to soon very quickly become like most people are doing online. Like the in-person will never die. Like, especially
of course.
It'll become less and less.
I think the in-person will just become hybrid. There'll be no just like show up with a fucking whiteboard and train people and go home. Like
exactly.
That's almost already dead. And then like not having something beyond the training session, like you're not going to be able to survive on that.
It's got an expiry date.
So it's not that I ignore it, we just don't optimize for it. There's lots of options out there. I'm mostly 99% focused on helping them grow online. SaaS, software as a subscription, is the biggest opportunity. It's like, every coach out there has a time capacity limit. Like you can only handle X amount of clients. Some people can handle more than others just because they're quicker or use better systems or whatever. But the most lucrative business model is the subscription side, because you can sell as many of those as you want, and it doesn't take any more time. There's a lot more people that can afford it. The market's bigger. And even in the United States and Canada, like we're seeing that sort of become somebody's primary income source. Like I think that's going to happen in Australia soon. The opportunity is huge.
Yeah, it's really cool. So let's go down that road. So I'm staring at Tam, like a couple of days from finishing our exercise library, maybe this week.
Tonight.
It's done.
That's done.
It's done. All right. Links need to be loaded. So
Perfect.
We're a week away.
Mark this date as the start of.
So that was like the get that done, and then we can move into the push side of things. So for the listener, push is subscription based, pull is coaching based, and then you'll have, what was the new one?
Press, the new one,
which is going to be the gym software. So obviously, the natural response for someone hearing like this subscription model is going to be like, yeah, but I need a really massive following to execute that. And we've obviously already had conversations about it. So someone who is kind of semi-full book, maybe face-to-face, a little bit of online, that kind of thing. Have you had many of them come through? And then what's the success rate like outside of your outliers that's an influencer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so influencers, people with bigger followings, media channels, whatever, wherever they are, that's an easy sell for them. Obviously, because they have a lot of eyes on them. So we can exclude them from the norm. But the online PT, the coach with 1,000, 2,000 followers, like they're still able to do this model. Like it's the same thing as coaching. If you can sell, $50 to $100 a week coaching, why can't you sell a $30 a month subscription?
Yeah.
Like it's a digital product. The more people can afford that, you do get a good result from it. Like fitness apps it's a huge industry. Like people are already doing this for years, but they're paying like a single company, not a person. So you're still joining that community. Like if someone wanted to join the STCfit community, but doesn't need coaching or can't afford it, like that is the natural option for them. What we see as success rates, like we have some people that are just absolutely crushing it. Like they're doing 6 figures. Like it's crazy.
So 6 figures off one of those like 1,000 follower accounts is happening.
Yes, per year. Yep, for sure. You just need to be good at marketing.
Yeah.
Like because if you think about it, like you run the numbers. So let's just use $40 a month. That's about the average AUD. And if you get 100 subscribers, which is not that hard, that's $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
You get 2,000 or 200 followers or subscribers, that's $8,000 a month.
Yeah.
That's 6 figures. Like 200 people is not a lot. You sponsor a few meets or go to a gym and have a free trial or run a challenge and get 50 to 100 people signed up. Like it will work and it will compound. And then you have referral programs, so have them refer their friends or whatever. Like it's a very cheap amount, a very affordable amount is the best way to put it. And when I look at like the size of the market, it's like, I would say that the people that can afford that and only need that is probably crazy multiple times bigger than people that need coaching. Yeah. And everybody seems to be doing okay with coaching. Like there's enough market there for everybody to kind of, make a business out of it. So this other, segment of the market is just being ignored, especially in Australia. Like that's why I'm here. It's like there's a huge opportunity. Like when we've got a lot of people in US and Canada doing extremely well with push. And we have a couple in Australia right now that are, we're seeing the growth rates, like the signals are there. And I think it's becoming like a new, even the market's understanding it more, like, oh, there's this other option. I don't think it's going to cannibalize your existing businesses either. Like you're not going to lose your clients to this thing. You're going to probably get more clients in the door on the cheaper one that you can then upsell. Like it works as an integration with your existing services. So yeah, the opportunity is there. It's just for people to capitalize on it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like we talk a lot. So we deal with probably 50% of people who work in gyms and that are online. Most of them have both in some kind of way, shape or form. And we always talk about how wasted the members in the gym are for people that have full face-to-face books and want online clients. It's like they spend all of their time like creating an Instagram reel or whatever, hoping that that's going to blow them up. So like you're 4,500 members. pick up the fucking phone.
Exactly.
And instead of selling a session, sell online. And then you look at this model and it's like, well, if you're full, instead of a waiting list, it's this.
Well, that's the thing. You should never be turning away a customer.
Yeah.
When people tell me about their wait lists, I'm like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
It's stupid. Yeah. He says closing his coaching this week. But anyway.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. But yeah, I think there's a huge opportunity for people, like you said, with that downsell option to get people in, people that are new to the gym, coming through, all that kind of stuff. That it's like, here's a program you can follow to start. And it's not like fucking, there's still gyms out there with pieces of paper, warm up on the treadmill, push, pull, leg, here you go. And your little drawers over there, alphabetized, like in order and shit. And you drop your program in there. And it's like, fuck, surely we're further along than that. And if that's your competition, for $40 a month or whatever,
go partner with that gym.
Yeah.
Like as a young PT, if you're entrepreneurial at all, like make the phone call. Like, find a gym. It doesn't have to be a chain. Like you're probably not going to get in the door there, but a private gym that has that.
Mm-hmm.
You have, 200-300 members and you don't have a coaching program, or maybe it's a small fraction of them are coached, but everybody else is just doing whatever.
Yeah.
Add it onto their membership and then fit it in somewhere to the subscription model. Like you can, there's ways to build it. Like how many people are in Australia?
25 million or something like that.
Yeah. There you go. Like there's people here.
Yeah.
Not all 25 are getting one-on-one coaching, can afford it, need it. There's definitely a massive opportunity there if you figure out how to do it. And it's going to be different for everybody. Like I try not to preach like a cookie cutter model, but in the workshop we had the other day, I had a list of things like running challenges is a big one. Setting up referral programs, get an email list. Like if you're making some content on social media, there you go. Yeah, like don't just collect emails to have in your in your database.
We had Ash in here from MA yesterday.
Yeah,
and we went for lunch afterwards. I was like, we got like 2,000 subscribers on our email list. We just don't do it. She nearly fell off her fucking chair. What are you doing?
Email lists are so important. They convert the highest.
Yeah,
and I know it's almost like an old school thing. Like people ignore their email list because it's like, well, I can just.
It's like your parents telling you should buy a house and invest. Like, shut up. And it's like exactly what you should do.
Shut up, mum. I'm buying Bitcoin.
Yeah. So email lists are super important. Like start building them. Early on in your business, and they'll become your sort of key customers you sell into. But yeah, there's endless ways to do that, and getting. I think the younger people are probably more of a fit for that subscription model. Like younger isn't like high school because that's all they can afford.